Well, I believe we're live.
Oh, we are live, Michael. How are we doing on this fine Thursday night, my friend?
I am doing wonderful. After a long day's work, and I hadn't talked to you about this, but I guess I'll go ahead and go with it. Since we're coming live. Let me get my phone over here just a little bit. Being OCD, working hard, uh, going at it like crazy. And my wife sends me a picture, says, "Hey, you got something in the mail." I'm like, "Awesome, that's cool." I don't even know what I ordered. So I come home and I see the package. I open it up and I just get kind of warm in here. Let me check this out real quick.
Wow, would you look at this?
Oh, looky, looky. What's that
Best
say? Best
smile
smile
in
in
baseball.
baseball. In case you don't know, that says Dalton Cornet. So I mean, I'm a pretty happy cat right now. Let me bust that back out just a tad bit there. Get a little
You know,
warm.
yeah, I would see, I would be jealous right now, like I really would
Uh
be.
huh.
But
Mm-hmm.
when I was posting the podcast, which of course to all of our viewers out there, if you don't know, Backstop Banter is officially a podcast. Finally got that set up. Our first episode is out with Dalton Cornet, as we saw last week. Him and his surprise guest dad as well joined us,
Yes.
and it was a lot of fun to say the least. Probably one of my favorite episodes that I've done in my time with Unwrapped. On any show that I've done. Um, and yeah, it's officially a podcast. But when I was asking him for some of his accolades to write the bio for
Uh
the
huh.
podcast, he did happen to, ask me what my address was.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
waiting on mine in the mail as well. So, and
Okay.
that we're gonna have to, Michael. We have to send him Backstop merch now, right?
We definitely need to. We definitely got to. Let me put that down just so I can show that off. I'm about to widescreen for it myself. There we go.
Oh, what a shirt!
Man, tell you what, blue makes my eyes pop. I'm just gonna say thank you, Alton, and we want to hear a comment from you because we know you're going to be live here with us shortly.
Of course, yeah. I heard we got some exciting news for next week, so we'll get to that
Hope
later
so.
on. Maybe we'll get to it, before we end the show. Hopefully,
And I've
hopefully.
been wanting to like holler it out already with our group chats and stuff. I'm like, no, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Let it mellow. Let it
Well, you
go.
know what? We're gonna see what happens, Michael, because we can only control what we can control.
That's right. You know, one thing we can control, and it has
I
to be done every time.
What was that? What would that be, Michael? Paying
We
the
have to
bills.
pay the bills.
You're absolutely right. We do have to pay the bills. So, if you are into the betting world, like your boy is, and I might be even more into the betting world. Hopefully, if this stock stuff goes pretty well, I might be able to pull some out, put more into some bets, or maybe if I was smart, big if there, because I'm really not. Um, I would take the money I win from betting and put it back into stocks instead of the other way around. But we'll see how things go. So, if you are into the betting world, though, make sure you go over to mybookie.ag and use promo code USN100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. I believe the minimum deposit is $45. Uh, they're always doing great things for us over there. Free plays, easy ways to win money. So make sure you check out mybookie.ag and use our promo code USN100 if you're trying to win some money, baby.
Hey, Connie, you know what you should do after you win that money?
Why don't you let me know, Michael?
You know what? I'll hopefully I'm going to try to delay a little bit and let the ticker scroll across so I'd say it word for word perfect because I'm not for sure what the address is. Do, 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 do,
Which
do.
one?
There we
I
go.
thought.
No, we're going with this one here, or at least on my side. Once that you win some extra cash from the my bookie, you can go over to teespring.com/store/unwrapped, and you can check out some right here that's popped up on your screen. My goodness, look at that stuff. Does that not look pretty legit?
I know that backstop banner sure looking mighty
This right
fine
here
over
looks.
there.
Oh man, what I really like about Teespring, I'm gonna try to pull it up here. My internet's been a little lagging. Do do do. Watching on my phone here. Okay, you can actually change some of these colors so it's not just this one shirt that you can get. If you like the black, you can actually get it in the black. I think the red with the black looks pretty dope myself. Dope. And I'm like 20
Oh wow,
again.
look at you.
I really like the gray. I like the contrast with the gray it does on that. And of course, we have the front that actually has the whole logo. I don't know if you can zoom into it too well there, but definitely some nice stuff we got going on there. see if I can back up, show you some more stuff. I always like to give a little shout out to the other guys.
Oh, of course.
I'm really digging this shirt right here. It's the Pro Boys, about said Pro Boys, the Prop Boys. It's the Bets Unwrapped. Uh, all the stuff that they got on there. Corey looks really good on that. I love the Mario and Luigi. They actually got some stuff that they've been sharing with us in our chats right now that sounds like breaking news. It's not been out yet. I don't want to go into details on that, but because if they're wrong, I don't want it to be out there. But even the unwrapped sweatshirts, the case of our OG logo, which is usually in most of our logos that we can design now. Also got these sweet shirts and sweatshirts here. Let's see here. Let me go down to your show that you got. Oh, here we are. The Sweet G or Z shirts here. I cannot speak tonight. I'm sorry.
Generational sports, baby.
Yes, and Amber was on earlier with her ladies first. I got to tune in just a tad bit with it as well. Oh man, that's just sweet. And you do see the price right here. It is $23.99, but let me back out so I can actually see myself talk about it. Right now, we're running a promo code ourselves. We actually had a Backstop Banter promo code of 10% off, but also since we're in the 2021, don't we have a promo code as a whole going right now? That's year two.
Code 2 year.
2 year, and it's 20% off your whole purchase. So go out, check it out, and give us some comments on there. Get some orders because it's not cheap. And like we said, we've got to pay the bills. It's not cheap to do this. It takes some time. We got to do some planning. We like to get paid ourselves just a tad bit. It's not like we're going to make bank off of this, but we're definitely going to fill up some piggy banks.
Hey, when we go viral, we will.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So that's what I like to throw in there. What else you got?
Of course, make sure with your then leftover money after you buy everybody's merch, you go over to RxHemp, RxHemp-USN to save you 10% on your entire order. They got the A1, if I say so myself, CBD creams. Let me try to back the camera. Oh, there we go. Back it up a little bit. But yeah, they got the nice CBD creams over there. So if you're in pain, from anything, work, school, sitting down all day, laying down all day. I mean, I don't really move from this bed too much besides to do my shows. But hey, even that, maybe the back hurts a little bit from laying down playing Warzone all day. So, hey, get some CBD cream. You'll feel brand new when you wake up in the morning. But now, as Michael shows off the beautiful unwrapped model, which I did get my mother. So, look at me. See?
That's awful nice sweet.
Guy. I'm a nice guy. What can I say? But let's get into the news going on right now. Of course, we are going to continue our series where we're breaking down the teams. Obviously, we were going to do that last week with Dalton, but it kind of turned into a family show. Let me tell you, I am not mad about it.
Oh, man.
Like I said, if you haven't checked out the podcast or you haven't watched, the episode on YouTube, Twitch, those are the other places we're available. Facebook. Make sure you, go give us a like on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and give us a follow on Twitch. But if you haven't checked, that out, make sure you go check out the podcast, Backstop Banter. It is on the Baseball USN Twitter account, so make sure you go check it out. But it was a really great episode, like I said, probably my favorite episode that I've done with Unwrapped so far, and I've been on a lot of things, so that's definitely, saying a little something. But we're going to continue that series, but we're going to start off with this, Michael, the Hall of Fame inductees. Now, usually the Hall of Fame, very fun time for people involved, getting into the Hall of Fame, you worked your whole career to get there, but just like life recently, things are a little bit different. And this year, not only did we have a Hall of Fame vote like we always do, but not a single person got in.
I'm going to say this. I've got so many, I'm going to say mixed emotions feelings with this, but my emotions are all over the place. Like, I can't say it's mixed as far as I'm yes and no. I can't believe nothing happened compared to some people don't need to be in. I'm all over on this. Like, I don't think there's ever one right answer with this to say anyone's right, anyone's wrong. It's definitely a huge gray area. Would you agree with me on that?
For certain people, yeah.
But I'm disappointed that no one got in. Granted, I'm a stickler for if you've cheated in some form of fashion, you probably don't deserve to get in. I know even in our last episode, we were talking about with Dalton and his dad, Coach Cornett, about knowing what type of pitch is coming in, how it will affect you as far as being able to hit easier or better or know what's going on. But the thing with that, even them, one baseball player is saying he doesn't want to know what's coming. It's almost a disadvantage for him to know because he's second guessing everything. And then a coach is saying it's a huge advantage because you cannot just know that one pitch. You can manipulate the whole pitch count through the whole at bat. So from that, we all already think the World Series from the Astros should probably just be taken completely away.
You said that wrong. It's a weird way to say Astros. You forgot the asterisk part.
I'm
the
sorry.
Houston Asterisks. Come on.
Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Like, we'll get it together.
Well, that's the first one for me there. But I feel like you have to, if you're going to say that no cheating for a whole team, you have to say no cheating for even individual players. Now, even with our talks, we've talked about if a person can see a sign and understand it and decipher it and know what's coming on, that's fine. That's a part of it. But to use the camera or in this case use steroids or anything like that, that's taking a unfair advantage. I feel like. I mean, if you can pick up signals and understand what's going on, that's fair game for everyone. But to enhance yourself in any ability that's not fair for everyone else to be able to do, I don't feel like that's right. So, with that being said, as I'm kind of rambling there, I mean, I think in Bonds, Clemens, Schillings, so many more on there, I kind of I'm mixed on this because I don't think Bonds should be in there, even though he's such a great hitter, so many different things. I feel like Schilling should be. Clemens, I'm iffy on myself there. I don't know if I feel like right now I don't think that he should be in there either. Because when you think of Bonds, you think steroids automatically. You think home runs because of the steroids. When you think of Clemens, you think steroids as well.
Which, speaking of home runs, I have to say this, which we didn't mention in the beginning. Rest in peace to Hank Aaron, my true home run king. But continue.
True. Yes. Hank Aaron, wonderful player. We could actually probably do a whole segment.
Wonderful player and probably an even better guy. You know, I'm just watching a lot of shows and things like that. When they announce the news of it, everybody coming on just saying, how great of a guy he is. So
yeah,
for the baseball community, it's definitely a big loss. I mean, everybody knows who Hank Aaron is. And even watching some shows, they don't really like to admit it, but sometimes it's true. There's the Hall of Fame for sure. And people deserve to be in it, but there's almost some players that deserve like a little extra medal in the Hall of Fame. Like there should be like almost like a tier system. And they've always said the Hall of Fame would never do that because they don't want to make like a caste system
right
for the Hall of Fame. But listen, if we're living in a hypothetical world where that's true, Hank Aaron would be right at the tippy top of that pyramid for the Hall of Fame.
I mean, just even everything that he went through as just being a person in the situations and still perform.
I think Vince Willie said it best when he called that home run when he broke Babe Ruth's record. He said, a black man, being cheered in the heart of the Deep South. And he definitely went through, a lot of things, growing up, to say the least, and, throughout baseball. Just listening to some things, like his kids had to travel around with bodyguards.
Yeah.
He obviously got death threats all the time and things like that.
I want to say it was on the MLB Network that they were talking about when he hit the home run and the two fans jumped out to run the bases with him and congratulate him. He had a bodyguard watching him then, and they had him in their scopes to shoot those guys because they thought they were going to do something. And then when they noticed it was harmful, they didn't get shot. So I thought that was very interesting.
They had security guards in plain clothes that would sit in the right field bleachers during his games. So in case anybody ever jumped over to do something.
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
To be as successful as he was and go through all that, shout out Hank Aaron. It's definitely a huge loss.
We even talked about the asterisks last week about how, the second baseman, can't even think of his name.
Altuve?
How he struggled with 4 or I think it was 6 errors last year, and he didn't have that many the whole time of whatever career. I can't remember the stats on it. But we were talking about his batting. It was even bad. He went through so much, probably mental, and what's going on with the whole cheating scandal and all that stuff and how it can hinder you. You take that and how he underperformed last year and think what he went through.
He would laugh at you.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, actually, Hank wouldn't because he was a humble guy. Everybody else would laugh at you.
Right. So, man, I mean, it's a big piece of baseball. It's that's going to be missed for
There's
years.
like, and it's a terrible thing, to even like think about. I've heard. I don't know the exact number. I can't really remember it, but I think it was like 10 something Hall of Famers have died in like the past year
Oh wow,
in the baseball world. So it's been a very tough time. I mean, off the top of my head, Hank Aaron, I know Whitey Ford passed away.
Joe Morgan.
Yeah, Joe Morgan. We had oh gosh, it's gonna kill me now. The Dodger manager, Tony La Russa.
Yes. Wait,
He
who?
Tony La Russa.
Tony La Russa?
Oh no.
No, he managed the Cardinals.
No, yeah. What's his
The third
name?
baseman coach. I see him, number 99, I think. Got
I
the
I literally know exactly who I'm talking about. He was the Dodger manager, and when they beat somebody in the World Series, he ran out onto the field with his hands up. He was a little pudgy guy.
yeah.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name, but even
Tommy Lasorda. No, he's the White Sox manager, isn't he? Are you sure it's not Tony La Russa?
I'm about 99%
No,
sure.
now you see, Michael. Now I gotta look it up.
But he got in the scaffold with Martinez from Boston, right?
No, you're thinking of the Yankee.
No.
Yes.
Uh,
No, it
we
wasn't
got to
Tony La
figure this out.
Russa. Maybe it was Tommy Lasorda.
We have this just straight up
It was Tommy
airtime.
Lasorda. He was the one.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Tommy
Tony La Russa is
Lasorda.
the one that came back and is managing the White Sox now. That one I'm
Yes.
done for, but Tommy Lasorda is the one that died.
Yes. So I was right. You were wrong. Now I've got to figure out if he did have. What was that pitcher's name? It was Martinez, right?
Oh yeah, it was. He threw down Don Zimmer. You're thinking of Pedro Martinez
Yes.
in the brawl with the Yankees. He threw down Don Zimmer on the field.
Okay. Well, I guess you would know.
I
Well,
would.
I was totally thinking that was the same guy. Like literally, the right guy was in my head. Just the wrong team on that. Completely odd. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. The Hall of Fame. Yes, personally I think Chilling should be in because when you think of him, you think of the bloody sock pitch, the game. That is his number one thought in my eyes. You don't think about anything else that's going on. Now, since he quit baseball, he's had some different things in the media. You agree with it or you disagree with it. I don't feel like that should hinder any kind of votes going on there. That's me personal. Even if you don't agree with it, I don't feel like that should hurt your votes any. How do you feel on that? Because I mean, I
Um,
read
yeah,
now. Let me make that a little less broad because that's just kind of way out there. Like if it was something, I feel like it got a little political, and he gave his opinion on some things that if you agree with it, you'd have been totally fine. If you disagree with it, you could hold it against him, and I feel like that's not really fair to him, even if it is the wrong idea. If he's not doing anything to hurt anyone, now if he's like, I think it's fine to be abusive in any kind of relationship, wife, husband, mother, child, anything like that, then obviously that's a horrible thought. But that, that's just my opinion on that.
yes, CJ. Dogecoin to the moon. Absolutely. I should have put more than $10 into it. I'm a little upset right now, as I'm slowly watching it increase in price. But you know, we'll get there. I hope CJ. Did you put type me in the chat? Did you put a little more in after we got off talking? But yeah, that's the thing. It's hard. Because apparently, like, listen, as a player, absolutely, I can't. I'm not going to sit here and act like Kurt Schilling shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he should be. But here's the thing: he was, apparently a scum to reporters, teammates and things like that, and that's something that they take into account, whether you like it or not. That's how the Hall of Fame voting has been from when it started till now. So, I mean,
But I'm going to say this: is Belichick wonderful with reporters?
no, but he's not. I mean, he's cold to them. He's not mean to them.
I
He
mean,
gives the one word answer on to Cincinnati, but he's not, degrading or mean towards them.
well, see, I've never really paid attention to hear what's going on with them. I just hear that they're mean. I think Belichick. I think even Beast Mode. I
What's
mean,
wrong with that?
I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here so I don't get fined. I mean, that's kind of being mean and being a jerk. So I'll say that, but I don't know what he's doing to them. So I kind of don't know the information on that. So I'll hush and listen.
No, yeah, that's the wow. I keep looking at this, and I really shouldn't during the show because I'm getting upset. I bought it at 2 cents. I only put $10 in. It's at 8 cents right now. Unbelievable. Should have put more money. I should have put $1,000 into it.
I mean, technically, if you put $100 on it, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah, you're telling me. All right, put my phone down. No more tears. But listen, Kurt Schilling, the player, should be in. But like I said, from when they started voting till now, they take everything into account. And here's how I look at it too. It's the baseball writers who are voting if you should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, Michael, if me and you do this show and we're great together, right now,
We
blah
are.
blah, and then we turn the show off and I'm the complete opposite. I say bad things about you, I talk about you this way, I talk about that way, say something. If you had an unanimous, slip in your hand,
Mm-hmm.
would you vote me in into the Hall of Fame, or would you say, he might have been good, but man,
Right.
do I hate him? Like, and listen, as much as that probably shouldn't be a thing, human emotion is a real thing, whether you like it or not. I mean, if somebody treats you in a certain way or something like that, then you're usually just going to end up not doing it. But yeah, like you said, I think Schilling belongs in the Hall of Fame as a player. I mean, yeah, as a person, if you want, I don't know, put an asterisk on his plaque and say he made it into the Hall of Fame, but he's a scumbag. Like
I mean,
I don't know
but
what you want to do,
I
but
mean that. I mean, I hate to say it, but that sounds childish, really. Well, I'm not going to put him in because he was mean to me. I mean, he's Michael Jordan of baseball, but he called me a fatty, so I'm going to not vote for
he
him to
called
be
me a
into the Hall. I mean, that's my thing. Here's what I would like to see, and I wish it was a thing. I would like for them to actually have the Hall of Famers vote who could be Hall of Famers because there's no bias as far as like, oh, I was a reporter and sorry, you wear glasses. I shouldn't have done it. I apologize. Sorry, I'm a reporter and he wouldn't do my interview, so he's not getting a vote from me. You know, what if we'll say Hank Aaron is alive right now and he said, oh, wow, Schilling, what the heart that he had with that bloody sock and still pitched that game. I think he went like 8 innings that game. Man, that heart belongs in here. That stuff would happen because it's the Hall of Fame of baseball, not the Hall of Fame of how we treat reporters. Like this
no,
is why
yeah,
I like
it
this is why I
is.
like
It's
sports.
understandable.
Sports takes me growing up. Sports was my getaway from life, and I know that kind of sounds bad. You don't have any problems going on. Like you may have a girlfriend that just broke your heart. You get into a game, everything is gone. You don't see the political stuff going on. You don't see all this stuff. This is like a hint of heaven, is the way I always thought it. Like, this is where I am as perfect as can be, away from everything. All is good. And now we've got reporters that are not letting the players in. I feel like that's just a big hindrance. And what about him saying, well, fine then. I don't think I'm a Hall of Famer. I don't even want to be on the ballot next year. Just take my name off. I don't want in it. And then they say, that's against the rules.
Hey, listen, they're a stickler for the rules. It's baseball. But see,
So,
here's the thing. That's BS though, because if he gets voted into the Hall of Fame, he's going to be long overdue. But now I'm in the Hall of Fame. He's going to turn into one of those people. So either way, they're in a lose-lose situation.
I mean,
Because
my
now,
thing is,
now you take him off the ballot. He might
uh-huh,
get what he wants, whatever. Now every single fan that was behind him going into the Hall of Fame, now you got to deal with them as well. So not only are you dealing with the shots coming from him, you're also dealing with the fans. And
right.
and then here's the thing too: you vote him into the Hall of Fame, he's going to destroy you for not voting him in earlier, and now you're going to deal with the fans who don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Like sometimes you're just in what's the saying,
It's catch
between a rock and a
22.
hard place. So I mean, like sometimes it's just a no-win situation.
Right.
I think the argument can be made it easier for Schilling that he deserves to be in because as a player he was great. And listen, let me
Did
give
he?
you a hint there.
He didn't cheat or anything, right?
No, he's just an ass. To
So, I
say
mean,
so, I mean, but I mean, listen, that they take that into account, and that's whatever. I think the case can be made for him easier. I believe it or not, and I don't think he should get in because he did cheat. I think the case is stronger for Barry Bonds than for Roger Clemens as well,
I
because
would say so.
Barry Bonds was a great player. Like he really was a great player before the steroids. Like the steroids took him to all time great level. But I mean, you talk to anybody who was watching baseball back then, you talk to scouts back then, former players, like he was a great player. Like he really was. There's nothing else to say about it. He was
Right.
absolutely fantastic.
He was an all-around baseball player before steroids.
Yeah. And then, he took the steroids, went on, to hit all those home runs and things like that, and that's where it ruined his reputation. But I mean, if you look at his career before it, he was still great. So like you could technically make the argument that he should be in the Hall of Fame because it's not like he was, a middle player his entire career, took steroids, and then like all of a sudden he was great. Like he was great, and then he took steroids, and it made him, in the conversation. If you never knew that he took steroids, like if it was never found out,
right,
you would have made the argument that he was a top 5 player ever.
First year Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so I mean, you have the argument for him now.
Yeah,
for Clemens,
go ahead.
It gets a lot harder because his career was good. He had a pretty solid career, but his career was on the down, and then he took the steroids, and that's when he bounced back. When he came with the Yankees, everything like that. Like he was, trending down, took the steroids, and then all of a sudden he's, a Cy Young pitcher again. And like in that situation, it's kind of like,
which doesn't mean you have to be the best pitcher if you're a Cy Young pitcher. But anyways,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Listen, we can get into this argument too. It is no problem to me.
Keep on, carry on.
No, that's all I got. I think the argument can be made for. I think Schilling will get in next year. It's his last year on the ballot. Next year, I think he'll end up getting in. I think Clem. Here's my bold prediction. I think Bonds and Schilling get in next year. I think Clemens misses out because even though Bonds hasn't admitted to it, everything like that, and there's still the denial, and he still had the career.
Has he still not admitted to it?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think Clemens has either. I mean, Clemens took him to court.
Like, yeah, I remember the court days and all that stuff. Yeah.
So I think that relationship has also taken a big fall. So I mean, they were close.
He took us to court.
Let me look at the stats real quick.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'll do my little ramble here.
I got you. I got it right now, actually. Schilling is at 71% this year.
Right. And he took a big jump, too, I think, from 53 to 71.
Bonds is at 61, so, because you got to get 75 to get in. So, like I said, I think Schilling gets those extra. He fell 16 votes short. I think he can somehow get them. Let me tell you something, Schilling. Just shut up for a year, and I guarantee they'll let you in. Bonds 61.8, and then Clemens was 61.6. It maybe doesn't look as good for them. I'll tell you who's not getting in, though, who's also in that same era, is Sammy Sosa. He only got 17%, and it's on his 9th year of the ballot as well.
Wow. So why is Sosa and Bonds so different?
Maybe I think everybody looks at
the
era a lot different. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's because Bonds was a good player before everything happened.
Well, so was Sosa, but we don't know how long he was doing steroids.
That's the thing, too. Like, you don't know how. And I think it was, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was most of his career.
Think so? I mean, he was a home run hitter his whole career. So, I mean, you could easily make that argument, but to know the facts on it, obviously, we'll never know. My only thing is, as far as the difference between Bonds and Sosa is, to me, even though Sammy Sosa, I felt like he was America's favorite player. I mean, he played for the Cubs, even running out with the American flag that he did that one time.
I wasn't alive. I mean, I was alive. I wasn't coherent. I was a year old. But I was saying that all the time. I was just, what a moment.
That's what makes me a little more upset that Sosa's not getting so many votes. And really, Sosa and McGuire's back and forth is what saved baseball during that
absolutely.
time. Like, if you take Sosa and McGuire completely out of the books, like they never played, baseball may have been done as far as the level that it is now. And granted, it could still be so much more better. We know that. We argue that all the time. But baseball might have folded, actually. And that's hard to believe that America's pastime might have been done. So Sosa and McGuire, I'm being maybe a bit extreme.
No. I know what you mean. No, I know. It's the same thing with basketball. They always say that, what's the saying that I always hear, MJ revolutionized it. Larry and no, Magic and Bird revolutionized. No, saved it. Uh, Michael Jordan made it global, and then LeBron, revolutionized it or something like that. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Like you said, the Sammy and McGuire thing is what saved baseball.
Yeah, and then Bonds came in and kind of continued it going.
Trending down, and then they go on this crazy run. And
so here's my thing. I hate that they use steroids. And I'll even say that they don't belong in the Hall of Fame because of steroids. But in the back of my mind, just a tad bit, I'm glad they did the steroids because they kept baseball alive.
Hey,
So,
listen, it's fair. It's fair to say.
That's where I'm so like my emotions are everywhere on this because
listen, Michael, we're gonna create our own thing, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna listen. We have the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. They get a gold jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's give them a silver jacket. We'll come together. Give them a silver jacket. We'll put them in the Hall of Asterisks.
Ooh.
We'll build it right next to the Hall of Fame. We'll make it an attraction. All those players. We can put Pete. Oh, listen. Oh, I got it. We're making money. No. We're making millions.
Already.
We're making millions. Ready? Our first class going into the Hall of Asterisks: Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Curt Schilling, and
John Rocker.
I don't even know who that is.
You have to seriously go Google John Rocker after this or YouTube. He played for Atlanta Braves in the 90s. Everyone hated him because he would dead sprint from right field, and if he didn't like you, he would just beam you and go on about his business. And ain't nobody was charging him because he was like 6'5", 280, solid. It looked like LeBron James throwing the ball at you. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on that one.
You need to go watch him. You'll fall in love with him actually. So yeah. Who else? Who else is a cheater?
You can put Clemens in. I think Clemens, Hall of Asterisks, he definitely makes it.
Oh yeah, I think we just call it the banter of fame. I mean, everything arguing going on here. You bad boys.
Besties. We'll do the banner besties.
There we go. That'll work. So yeah, I feel like that's our spill on that. I mean, Hall of Fame. I mean, how do you not put one person in?
Wait, what did you say?
Like, how did they not vote for one person?
All right, but here's the thing, though. I'll also be fair. This was a weak Hall of Fame class.
I mean,
some of the people first year on the ballot, Nick Swisher. Really, I love Nick Swisher. Help us win a World Series in 2009. Sorry, buddy. Michael Kadire, not going to happen.
Totally.
Dan Herron, not going to happen. Shane Victorino, not going to happen. You got AJ Burnett, Barry Zito, LaTroy Hawkins, Aramis Ramirez, Tim Hudson, Torrey Hunter, Mark Burley, and then there's a lot of people. We obviously covered Schilling, Bonds, Clemens, Scott Rowland, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, Todd Helton, Gary Sheffield,
Billy Wagner,
Andy Pettit, my boy.
Well, he cheated too, didn't he?
He did. Well, see, his thing is, it's weird because there is different type of steroids. As weird as it is to say, apparently his was because he was injured and he took them to heal faster.
Yeah, to recover.
So
well, there's a picture.
I think the human growth hormone type. I don't listen. All I know is nobody sticking no needle in my butt, so I don't have to worry about. I don't got to worry about steroids.
Have you ever had a antibiotic or steroid shot?
No.
Come on, man. Really? Man, we give them out like crazy here in Kentucky.
Yeah, well, you guys are all weird, probably hopping fences, chasing cows.
Actually, I'm about to buy a cow.
No, you're not.
I really am. I think I really am. I've got a buddy. I work at Tractor Supply, man. I'm sure you have a Tractor Supply up there, right?
I do. It's right next to my job.
Oh, really cool. I can get you some discounts, man.
Oh, yeah? Let me know.
There's a guy
Michael, my dad bought a Ford F-150 like a year or two ago. We need a plow for our driveway. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Actually, get me something.
I actually sold a 5-foot plow this morning.
Listen, we're not trying to spend too much money on it, though.
It's like $300, $300, maybe $380, $389.99.
Now, what is it with your discount?
Tax, 15%. But anyways,
that's no problem. Kentucky will drive right. We'll just drive.
Listen, you just use my code up there, and now I'm fired. But anyways, I've got a gentleman that came in, and he's a really nice guy. He actually had a goat, and I know you're going to think we're so hillbilly down here in Kentucky, but
Hicks is the word I like.
I like hillbillies. He offered it to a family that had some kids that lost a goat, a dog, anyway, person. But and I got to talking to him, and he actually he was saying that I've had cows and about got me broke because winter hit hard and trying to feed them through all that. He said, "What I'm thinking about doing next time is buying me some baby cows, raising them on my grass, don't have to do any kind of feed for them, and then when it gets back to wintertime, I'm just going to sell them to somebody. So basically, I have no money into it." It's like, so how much of a profit would that be? And our plan is that we can buy it for about $100 to $200, and in a year's time, possibly sell it for $600 to $800 and have no money into it. So I'm thinking about
Well,
saying,
like I
hey,
said, to purchase the cow,
yeah.
so you are putting money into it, $100.
Well, I mean, you got to buy a cow, but as far as feed, like when it gets
Oh,
wintertime, they
Michael,
can't
just
eat the
steal
grass.
the cow. Go rob
Dude,
a baby cow.
I don't. Yeah, you ever been cow tipping?
Michael, really? I live in New York, bro.
You work next to a Tractor Supply, bro.
Listen, you think I actually, I say that, but I do have cows. Like,
Exactly.
oh, no, I'm not going
Thank
cow
you.
tipping. What
Thank
is
you.
this? What is
Okay.
this? Back at the barnyard?
Do you not know what cow tipping is? Like for real? Like, are we going to have
No,
a discussion? Oh my goodness, it's a
Michael.
prank. Like, you,
The only time I've ever seen cow tipping is on the Nickelodeon cartoon Back at the Barnyard, which was my childhood show. Loved it. Big
you
fan.
have no clue. Have you ever
Of
watched
course not.
Tommy Boy?
No.
Oh my goodness, dude! Like for real. Everything I've ever said to you, listen to this. Go watch Tommy Boy. It's a movie with Chris Farley. Do you know who Chris
I do
Farley
know
is?
who Chris Farley is, down by the
Okay.
river.
Okay, go watch Tommy Boy as soon as we're done with this. Don't get on the box and play any kind of
Oh no,
X
I'm
games.
going right back on the Warzone actually.
My goodness. But anyways, cow tipping. Quick lesson here. You take a guy who's not very countrified,
Me.
perhaps in this situation, and you tell them that cows go to sleep standing up, and you can tip them over and they fall, and that's just kind of what we do to waste time. Cows don't sleep standing up. The idiot goes out there and tries to push a cow over and probably gets chased by the cow. It's just a big game we play here, okay?
You guys are terrible people, is what you're saying.
We are. So,
Not us
anyways,
New Yorkers, we love everybody.
oh yeah, exactly.
You come to the city, you get nothing but hospitality.
So, I'm looking at our notes here. This, me personally, I feel like the system needs fixed as far as who gets in, who doesn't. Because what does another year really matter?
I mean, well, here's the thing. Another year, because, like, what if you can only vote in 10 people, I
Hmm.
believe.
Or zero.
Well, no, I mean, like, you can cast
I
your
know.
vote for 10 people.
Right. I know what you're saying.
So, like, I mean, if there's 15 players that you really think should get in, which obviously in this case there's zero, but if you think that there's 15 players to get in, maybe you pick the 10 best, and then that 11th guy needs that extra year on the ballot because maybe the ballot the next year isn't as good, so now he gets in. You know what I mean? So I guess
I mean,
I understand all that.
why does it have to be a limit how many people can get in? Then that kind of fixes that.
See, that I can't tell you. I mean, everything's like that, though. I mean, it's the MLB, NFL, NBA,
Right.
everything is like that. I mean, there's always a limit. Maybe they don't want the Hall of Fame induction to be 26 hours because it seems like, even when they vote in four people in the Football Hall of Fame, it takes like 4 hours for them to all talk.
I will say this. I feel like the Hall of Fames on all sports have gotten a little bland. And what I mean by that is kind of everyone gets into it. Like there's not
See,
a
that I
prestige
kind of
class.
disagree with that. I think
Really?
all right. If I had to rank it, I think the NFL is the hardest to get in.
Hmm.
Then it's like baseball, a little bit below it because I think baseball is hard again. I mean, so much history, so many good players. The one that I think is a joke is the Basketball Hall of Fame. I feel like you can get into the
Right.
Basketball Hall of Fame for doing nothing. But like the other ones,
I mean,
I mean, like here's the thing. There's a Basketball Hall of Fame and some things like that where like I'll look at the names and I'm like, I've never heard of you. And like
right.
that's not because, and listen, I'm not the smartest person here. I don't know literally everybody, but you're telling me I've never heard of you ever, and you're making the Hall of Fame? Like,
Right.
like football, I always know at least three people.
Mhm.
Baseball, I always know at least like three or four people. And basketball, I'm like, I mean, this upcoming NBA class is different. I mean, this one's stacked. We got Kobe, rest in peace. Um, Kevin Garnett is getting it as well. Like this upcoming class, crazy. But let's go back to the baseball things.
Okay, sounds good. Because I mean, I'm right there with you. Like Allen Iverson, I feel like is a really great NBA player.
Now you're not going
But
to say he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
well, I'm just gonna say he has no championships. Like,
He is Dan Marino.
okay,
Point. Oh wait, what do they say? Checkmate or something set match? I don't know. Game set match? Something
game
like that. I
set
don't know.
match.
Yeah,
Wow,
whatever. Let's
tennis.
go over to the
Let's stick
the
with
actual
baseball.
baseball teams. Yeah, listen, long day.
Man,
But you know what
just
did make my
let us
day
back
better,
out here.
Michael? Like, you know
I
what made
would,
my day better?
man, what's that?
I just found out. See, we haven't had too many hours to give out at work recently. You know, everybody came back from school. You know, things like that. I found out I was supposed to work on my original schedule tomorrow, being Friday, and I was supposed to do the greeter shift. I was literally just going to sit there and say hi to people from like 8 a.m. on. And you know, 8 a.m. to me, I might as well not even go to sleep because I go to bed at about 5 in the morning anyway.
Right.
But it got changed because they had something else. I texted my boss today. He said, "Yep, you don't work tomorrow." Oh, and I have no class tomorrow because I have
Yeah,
all
you're
my.
Xboxing.
Oh my god, this bed to the right of me is just going to be occupied.
Well, I would tell you this. I don't work until 12 tomorrow, so and of course, well, we're both Eastern time. I'll probably watch you a little bit on the Twitch if you want me to. I've got some free time.
Ooh, I
I'll
might
watch it.
have to. You know, we've been hot recently.
Did we have? I mean, it's been really fun
I
watching
got
you
some
guys.
nice dubs last night, so make sure you haven't checked out my Twitch, Anthony underscore
Uh-oh.
Conover.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, if you have Amazon Prime, make
Yeah.
sure you connect your Twitch account to it. Which, Michael, did you do that?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out.
I sent you a step by step on how to do it.
I'm 34, man.
It's step by step. All you got to do is read. I mean, I know
Oh
you
wait.
guys don't do that in Kentucky, but
Whoa. All right, have a good day, sir.
all right,
No,
we'll
I
get
didn't
to it
know my
later.
wife's Amazon stuff. I didn't know her password and stuff, and she didn't either.
That might be a problem.
It is. It is.
All
When
right,
you have an
whatever.
app, you don't know.
Let's
Okay,
go down.
we're at
Let's go over.
42
Let's
minutes.
start breaking down some teams. Hey, listen, we talked about the Hall of Fame a lot, so it's okay. People are here for us anyway.
That's right. That's right. Oakland
Let's
sucks.
go over to the Oakland Athletics, a team that famous for Moneyball, that movie, everything that they do, has been very competitive recently. But this year, in my opinion, might start changing. Just looking at the list, we'll go down some of it. They lost Marcus Simeon. He's the one that just signed with the Blue Jays. Am I correct, Michael?
Yes. And actually, the
He's
Reds
added.
was
He
looking
led
at
the
him, but
team in average 407. He had a 484 on base percentage. He hit 11 home runs in the postseason. Mark Hanna led the season in the same categories.
you said home runs. I'm just going to correct you. He had 11 hits in the postseason.
Oh,
Home runs.
hits. Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, reading's tough.
I'm from down there in Kentucky.
Listen, New York is just better. What can I say?
New York.
Exactly, baby. Lost Marcus Simeon. So that's definitely a hit because he is a very good shortstop. But here's the thing. I still think, and this is gonna totally counteract every single thing I just said, because I said that it might not be the same this year. I think that they're gonna win the division.
Ooh.
Because correct me if I'm wrong once again, they're in the same division as like the Astros, Angels, and everybody like that.
They're in the South Division.
Listen, I know that they're in the West.
Let's see here. Let me check it.
I'm about 90% sure.
I think so. I'm trying to see the standings here because that's how I do it. I actually do it online, but I've got my stuff messed up here. I want to say, why can't I just go to me? Yes, I want to say it's like the.
All right, the AL West is the Astros, Athletics, Angels, Rangers, and Mariners. I think that they win it. I think the Astros are going to take another step back this year. They lost a couple pieces. Verlander might not. I was came as a surprise last episode. Verlander probably won't be back this season. I'm not worried about the Rangers. I'm not worried about the Mariners. And unless the Angels sign Bauer, which obviously possible. They do have the best player in baseball with Mike Trout, but I don't know. I think I'm going with the Athletics.
Well, I mean, they won it this year. I mean, and not only that, they won it by 7 games. And in a 60 game year,
That
seven
is
games can be
that's
claimed
kind
to
of
be
a blowout.
good. That's we're about to talk about. Wow, that's getting on a week ahead, so we'll just stop there. But I mean, losing Simeon, I think hurts quite a bit because who's going to step up and fill those voids? And again, I think in our notes I've got the name who played better in the season. But again, you lose someone who's producing in postseason, that hurts. So I'm iffy on them just a tad bit. What's so good about them, and I feel like they didn't do as good this year, is their pitching. Oakland has these young aces that were in the top 10. I think. Let me just go ahead and read that because I know I'm about to say some of my notes here.
Well, I know Sean Manaea wasn't too healthy this season.
Mhm.
He's one of the I don't know how young he is, but I know he's one of their pitchers that was always around. So I
Mhm.
know he wasn't too healthy this season, but
And then
look for him to
Roman,
bounce
or
back.
and then Laurenado. Can he turn his season around? Did I say that right?
Let's see, Ramon Laureano. Yeah, I'll give you a
Laureano.
passing grade.
I thought I said pretty good. Actually. I say about 10 times in the head. Can he turn it
Michael, it's
around?
DJ who?
LeMahieu.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, that's really difficult for me. But anyways, he had a great 2019 season. Let's see here. In 20, that's not that big of a news on that. But 2020, he was actually projected to be in the top 10 out of the top 25 as far as the prospects coming into the league. I mean, he wasn't a prospect, but he was a pitcher to be watching. And right now, he's like ranked 33, I think, for right now what they have. So can he get back to what he is expected to be? I think he's 26 years old, going to be 27 now. So I feel like this team has the potential, but we know what potential means. It means you're not crap yet, but you can be. So I mean, they won a division or their division last year. So you can't say no to them. But I do feel like taking a shortstop like this caliber and losing them, who's going to step up into it?
That's the
So
thing too. I think what matters most is who they replace it with.
right, right.
Now,
Well, that's like, I mean, I've been saying the Angels the whole time. I love the Angels. I think this is the Angels' year that they actually push forward with it. But they were 10 games back for
no,
last
I
year.
mean who they replace Simeon with.
I know. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying. What I'm getting to is the Angels. I'm saying are going to win it, but yet they haven't made the moves that I think are going to make them win it.
No, I
So
like
it's
that.
kind of
Hey,
kind of the
listen,
same. A's
listen.
haven't replaced him yet. I'm going on hopes, basically.
They got. Listen, I know we're gonna get to the. Oh, no, we already did the Angels. I lied. Did
Yes,
we?
yes. That's when our phones
Yes.
or our internet was
Yes.
horrible.
That's when it was. Oh God. But I was looking at some lists earlier. They had Anthony Rendon, best third baseman in baseball. I disagree with it, but it's fine because either way, I would put him top five, top three. So I don't have
Hmm.
that much of a problem with it. I guess I just stick to Nolan Arenado at number one because he's insane to me. But they got him, Mike Trout, obviously best player in baseball. Maybe Otani sticks to batting this year, which is what I would
Yes.
do if I was the Angels. But we'll see what that happens. Uh, Pujols, if he can, produce. I mean, listen, we're not looking for prime Pujols,
Right.
340 home runs. But listen, 245, 250, you bang out 25 home runs
Yes. That's the key.
for
The homers.
a 37, 38, however old Albert Pujols is. That's production to me. And
If
then,
I'm Pujols, I'm going to interrupt you here. If I'm him, I'm going to say, hey, let me reconstruct my contract just a
well,
little bit
I remember you saying this, when we were talking about them.
because I'm
I
people like
listen. If I was him, well, I'll say it this way. If I was him, I'd tell you to, go do something to yourself. But if I wanted to win, I probably would do it because listen, they can somehow restructure his contract. See, here's the thing. I feel like you never see it in baseball.
no,
Like you
you
don't
don't.
see restructured contracts. I don't even know. Like I'm being serious right now. I don't even know if it's possible because
Right.
it's
It could.
guaranteed money. So like I
Right.
don't know if you technically can even do it. But like in football, I saw it all the time. Being a Patriots fan, they would they would reconstruct Brady's contract to do this and Gronk's contract to do that. If somebody in the comments or anything wants to give me
For real.
a contract that's been restructured in baseball, go ahead because I really can't think of one. But like you said, we'll wrap it back up with going back to the eighth. Oh my gosh, athletics.
A's. Okay.
Yeah. There's still TD Gregorius out there. I don't know how much
No,
money he's
stop
commanding.
it.
I don't know how
Stop
much
it.
money he's commanding on the market. I know you want him back with the Reds.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, if you can replace Simeon
What's up,
with
Jared? I'm glad you're
Didi,
watching on Facebook.
you're kind of
Yeah, I mean, granted, again, if you could get Bauer, and which I was really hoping Real Muto could go there as well, if you could get DD as well, I mean, that's a solid lineup right there with the pieces they already had. So I still don't think it's not out of reach for them to do so. But I feel like they're. I mean, let's be honest. Free agency is starting to kind of get some
well, it's
action going
winding
on here.
down.
So I mean, it's getting there. I want to say, hey, Jared, I don't know if this comments. Why are my Facebook comments not popping up in our StreamYard? I don't know. But
I don't
anyways,
know.
we've got a couple comments on here on my Facebook's not coming through. That's why my comment earlier was there. But it's either now or never in my eye because, and we say this every episode. If you're the Angels are not going to do anything, then trade Mike Trout.
Listen,
let
do trade
America
Mike Trout
enjoy
for
him.
the people.
Yeah,
I
like
know
let
the
us
Angels don't
enjoy
want
it.
to do it because they would probably enjoy winning and think Mike Trout did them a great chance. Listen, I'll give you a hint. Unless you're not going to do anything, it's not going to happen. So trade Mike Trout. I'll give you basically everything
Just
I
don't go to
own
Yankees.
to go to the Yankees. You grew up in Jersey. I know you're a Yankee fan. So believe it or not, and I'm still mad about it to this day. We have like a sports complex. It's called Gear Up. Like 10 minutes from my house is like where everybody goes. Oh gosh, when I remember when I was a kid, they would have Friday nights. It was I can't remember what it was called, but like Friday nights they would they had like bouncy houses. You would play dodgeball, and there was a basketball court, and everybody from school would just go and you would have a good time, like the hangout when you were sixth grade, me. And
Gotcha.
apparently,
Like
I was in like eighth grade, and Mike Trout was there.
no way. And you
Not
didn't
like
recognize
not like at night, not like at night.
him. Uh-huh.
Obviously, it was like during the day, like after we got out of school and things like that. Mike Trout was there. I couldn't. I mean, I didn't have a way to get there. I was in like eighth grade. I couldn't go. Nobody
Wow.
was home. Oh my gosh, kills me to this day. To this day, it kills me.
My goodness. What a failure.
I know. If I had I thought about it. My little eighth grade self, I should have just stole a car.
You should have. Or
I
just ride the train. Y'all got
exactly
trains up there, man. Just hop on a train.
ride the train. Listen,
Yeah.
I live in a suburb.
And you have cows.
Exactly. I could.
So
I should have taken one of the cows for a
you
spin.
should have got on a donkey. But anyways, back to the A's because we know how the A's are going to be right now, and we're trying to talk about more relevant teams. Let's
Yeah,
see here. What other?
I feel bad for A's fans because we say more relevant teams. Like, how much more winning do the A's have to be to actually be relevant? Like, I really do feel bad for them. Like, they have been really good the past few years. I mean, Matt Chapman at third base. They had Simeon at short. Uh, they've had some good teams, and they just never get the love. I feel
I
like it's
agree.
because of the ugly stadium they play in, man.
Man, I used to hate watching the Raiders play on the baseball field. I
Oh my
always,
god, they used to kill me. They
and
used
me
to
too.
annoy the soul out of me.
But I mean, really, let's be honest. The A's are looking decent. They're in a spot where they look okay. A couple good aces, like we talked about, these 27, 28-year-olds. If they can come in hot, stay hot, granted, it's going to be the 150,000 games that they play this year if everything goes right. So, I mean, if they can settle in, get into the rotations, and do everything right, this is a team that can seriously make some noise because in today's era of baseball, you either hitting homers or you're striking everybody out. And this team is designed for the pitching. So it would be boring to attend a game, but at the same time, as long as you win your division, that's all that matters.
And that division isn't as scary as it used to be. I mean,
This is like the AFC North of football. So
I
all
wouldn't
they
go
got to do,
that far.
I mean, the Jets, the
I would
Dolphins.
say it's like I would say it's like the South, like the AFC South, because that's like the Texans, Colts, Titans, everything like that.
Uh-huh.
Like there's good teams and there's teams that like just are there.
Well, this
Like
year,
all right,
yes.
I'll give
This
you this.
year,
I'll give you
yes,
this.
I agree with you, but I'm going
No,
for
because
the
I'll give you
decade
this.
there.
Like the Astros have recently been the Titans because they're the ones that've been winning. The A's are kind of like the Colts, who have been there as well, been winning.
Mhm.
Then you probably have like the Rangers and the Mariners as like the Jags and the Texans of this past year. So you
Okay,
know what I mean?
sure, we'll go with that. So we'll switch it to the South. I was going for a decade of the
Well, a
North.
decade, then there's a different story there, but
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, as we're bad mouthing them, we're kind of both expecting them to be first or second in the division for sure. I'm just
exactly.
hoping
I'm
and
going
hoping.
93 wins.
Ooh, I was going to go with like 90, 89, 90, but
Fair.
still, we're there. All right,
Well,
sounds good.
let's move it on. Moving on over to the.
I, I will say this: I do think
You can do it.
Luzardo. Is that right?
What are you
Luzardo?
looking for?
Luzardo.
Oh,
Luzardo.
Lugaro preseason ranked 32 at Fantasy Pros.
Yes, I think he's going to be better than that. Like, in order for them to have these wins, I think he'll be in the top 25 starting pitchers this year. I hope he does that too. Okay, I'm done.
Let's move it over to the NL side of
I'm
things.
sorry. One more thing. Liam Hendricks led them
Beast,
in saves.
absolute animal.
He has been. I think he signed with the White Sox, didn't he?
Did he?
I think so. I think he's with the White Sox now. So
Oh
even they
God,
lost their save or
I
their
changed
closer.
my tune on 93 games. Let's see. He is playing for the White Sox. You are
Okay.
correct.
I
All right, I'm
feel
bumping them down to 89.
well. Okay. Jake, I don't know how to say this
Dykeman.
name. I'm gonna Dykeman. He had 13 holds last year. He actually had, I think, the lowest ERA on the team. Of course, you're a reliever, so I would assume he would be the closer. But they've got that Wendellin. Did I say that Wendellin
Sure,
right?
why not?
He is marked right now on the roster as the closer, but I feel like it's going to be Jake because he was
It
there
could
last
be.
year.
They could go by committee too.
They could, but I hate committee. I do. I can't stand it.
You're not on the school committee.
Mm-mm.
You're on
Not
like
at all.
the
Quit
towel
making that
kipping
joke.
committee or something.
Wow. Good job. I like how you brought that back. Good
I know,
circle
right?
back.
It's unbelievable what I can do. You know what else I can do? I can move it on over to the NL side of things with the San
Sounds good.
Francisco Giants, not the New York Giants.
Not
Listen,
the New York
listen.
Giants.
Since being from New York, I have to hear this all the time. Bro, can we please stop saying the New York Football Giants? Like that was a thing because the Giants were also a baseball team in New York. They haven't been there since like I don't even know
Well,
how long.
now
So
you
my
now
fellow
you're
New
taking.
Yorkers, we gotta stop the New York Football Giants. They are the New York Giants. Shut up.
That's Chris Bertman, man. You can't badmouth him
I
on
can.
ESPN.
I can.
Well, you're a horrible person for doing it,
Well,
and
I've never,
I am.
ever have I said I'm a good person.
You will not get my vote into the Hall of Fame because you're a horrible person.
Well, listen, I'm gonna get plenty of votes into hell, so at least I'm gonna go somewhere.
Wow, and you're okay with that?
Hey,
Anyways,
listen, you gotta live your life the way you want. The people love me though.
as we brought that up, I'm going to go with this, not spiritual, just the what we were talking about. If they don't remove him, I meant to mention this earlier. If they don't remove him and he gets voted in, talking about Schilling, does he say no?
No, he'll go in. Guarantee. I guarantee it.
I don't think he will.
He'll give a speech and everything.
I think if he's
I'll
that,
bet you.
what if? Oh, this is what if he's such a bad person and horrible with reporters. What if he said he'll go and he goes up and does his speech and just badmouths everyone and just like
You can
I don't
Michael
want in it.
Jordan it. Michael Jordan did
Well,
that. When
keep
Michael
going.
Jordan went to the whole thing, he ripped like all of his coaches, did everything. He was like, "Yeah, you remember?" He brought his high school coach to his Hall of Fame induction ceremony to say you shouldn't have cut me.
Well, he shouldn't have.
I mean, you're probably right, but Michael Jordan is a different type of person. Anyway, what
But
also
I'm
is different.
saying like badmouth them and saying I'm not accepting this. I'm out. Now badmouth them saying yeah, you tried to stop me, you couldn't, you suck. That's different.
I don't know. I could see it.
San Francisco baseball team Giants.
Yes, they are probably going to be not as well as I don't know. The Giants brought back Kevin Gausman though in a 1-year, $18.9 million qualifying offer. They also signed Anthony Desca. Oh my gosh, I can never say his name. Desclafani and Alex Wood. I think that's how you say it. So they're trying to shore up the pitching. They definitely lost some people in the pitching area this offseason. A few of them got let go, so they're trying to you know bolster the starting pitching back up. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. It's definitely not a star-studded pitching rotation.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Watch your mouth there, Johnny Cueto.
Oh
Now,
God! You mean the man who got shook by the Pirates?
And Alex Wood, all three pitched for the Reds at one point. Watch out. I mean,
Yeah, how far did they get you? How far did they get you, Michael?
Johnny Cueto actually got us to San Francisco in 2015 for the wild card, and then he hurt his back and couldn't finish the game, and we lost.
So he's soft.
I mean, I think he has a ring. Did he get a ring with the Royals?
I think he did.
So, hard.
Whoa.
That's so weird. Let's keep going. Keep going. We're losing.
Yeah, and then the other thing to talk about is Joey Barton's the second overall pick in 2018. Now that's kind of the interesting story for me because he is a catcher, and obviously everybody and their mother knows who the Giants catcher is. It is Buster Posey. And he's been getting a lot of looks. So I'm curious. Catchers don't last as long as a lot of other players. Take a lot of wear and tear on the body. You obviously saw the brutal hit that Buster Posey took a couple years ago that kind of changed the entire rule from collisions at home plate. I wonder how many years he has left. And here's the thing: I don't know if it'll be by his choice as well, because if this guy's coming up, if Bart's coming up and he's playing unbelievable, but they still have Buster Posey back there. It's not like I said. It's not like the American League where they have a DH. So is it Buster Posey, hey, thanks for everything you did. Take your 3 World Series rings and hit the road, or do you kind of got to let the legend go out on what he wants?
I would like to think that they may do what has been done in the past. I'm trying to look him up here. Move him to first base if they could.
That's definitely also an option as well. I didn't really think about that, honestly.
Because, a lot of times.
Like Joe Mauer?
Joe Mauer, Mike Piazza, some other great
they
catchers.
Tried to do with Jorge Posada at the end of his career. I don't know how all that worked, but
Right. So, I mean, I'm interested. Or do you trade him to an AL and just say be a DH? Because he's a good batter. I mean, let's not downfall his
bat. He missed a lot of the season, though, didn't he? Or did he not even play? I think he opted out.
I think he did. I'm not 100% sure. If anybody's actually paying attention to what we say in here, please let us know if he actually opted out last year.
I'm about 95% sure he opted out. But listen, not that I'm wrong often, but it does happen on occasion. So we'll find out. But I think that's definitely the thing to do, to look at moving forward.
Do you know his actual first name? It's not Buster.
Posey's?
It's not Buster.
Give me a hint.
Give you a hint? It's Gerald.
Yeah, I would have never got it. Good thing you didn't give me a hint.
Yeah, man. Glad you went with Buster.
Yeah, big fan of Buster instead of Gerald. Whatever. But, oh, gosh. Oh. Woo! A little tired there, but, it's okay. Let's move it forward a little bit more with the Giants. 4 straight losing seasons, and listen, I know to the common folk, this is going to sound disgusting, but they only, of course, have a $142 million payroll, which, considering they had a $200 million payroll just a few years ago in 2018, definitely isn't as much as it used to be. So I kind of wonder if they realize, like, hey, listen, we're not too good. We might as well stay under the
radar,
the tax.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the tax.
Yes, the tax threshold. Stay under the tax threshold. Not have a big payroll. Just kind of get draft picks and see what they can do moving forward. So 4 straight losing seasons. I don't really see a way that they have a winning season this year. They do have some nice players. Like we said, they have Posey. They have their prospect coming up. What's Yastrzemski? Is he on? He's the one on like the Sun. What's his name? Carl. Is Carl the good one? Like the older player?
Yes.
And then
yes.
Mike Yastrzemski is the one that's on the Giants right now. He had I believe he was an All-Star last season. If they had one, but I'm pretty sure that they did or something of that nature.
Well, I'm just looking at the NL West. Let's just be honest. You've got the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, the Rockies, and the Diamondbacks.
So they're probably fourth or third, maybe.
This year they were the third, 14 games back from first place.
Yeah, like they don't have a chance. Listen, I think another losing season, another fourth place.
The moves that Padres have made this offseason, which we'll be getting to them hopefully next year, Alex, or next week. They're they're all in this year, but they're also all in this year and next year because one of their pitchers, I'm drawing a blank. Yes, it's not even pitching this year and we'll be back next year. So the Giants right now are already, in my opinion, thinking we're 2 years out from even trying to compete for third place, maybe second place with the Dodgers and what they're looking at right now as well. Even in some of the articles I looked up on MLB, it said the Giants were just going to actually try to lay low this offseason, not make any kind of moves or anything, and just play with young guys and prospects and stay under the salary cap that we've been talking about, where they can maybe make some moves in the near future. So I think the Giants are content with who they are and where they're at. I do see Posey probably resting quite a bit this offseason or this season just to give the prospect a little more shots at this season because this is kind of seasons that they don't really care too much about. Now, I hate to say that because every player that plays, they're playing to win no matter what's going on. But at the same time, I think the front office knows what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with you on that. Like I said, I think it's another. I think it's another losing season and another probably fourth place finish. And then kind of the last thing is their shortstop battle. I guess you could say Crawford or Solano. Who do you think wins it?
I added that to that because Crawford is listed as the starter, but the other guy actually had more hits, had better batting average, and actually just seemed like he was a better player. Like they were 1 and 2 as far as the batting average. So I mean, how do you pick which one do you play and not? Because a shortstop is
kind of one over to second base somehow, like the Yankees did with Glaber when they had Didi, and then Glaber went to short when they got LeMahieu. So
that is true. That is true.
You try doing one of those, but I guess we're going to find out going into the season.
What I was happy about is actually the Giants were 5th in batting average and 5th in hits, and the whole
that's MLB. Honestly surprising.
And it's a hitter's park. We know that it's very hitters friendly. So I mean, really, if they got a couple pitchers that showed up, which they go in with the Reds route, it could be good. I mean, they could accidentally make some noise, but I will say this: with the extended regular season, I don't think they have that chance.
Yeah, because the normal regular season usually weeds out, the weak to say the least. Like we said, when we first started this, the Marlins had to play our full regular season. We highly doubt that they were going to make the playoffs, but hey, it was shortened and they ended up making it. So it'll definitely be what?
How many games do you think they're going to win?
75.
That's where I'm at, about 74, 75.
Yeah,
man, we're so good.
I know it's almost like we should do a show together.
Let's maybe call it Backstop Banter or something. I don't know.
Have a beautiful logo and merch and things like that.
Yeah, man.
Great idea. But all right, that kind of wraps it up. The teams. We went over the Hall of Fame as well. Now we have to finish off the show with a segment that Michael renamed, and I kind of enjoy the name. I'm not gonna lie. The walk-off rant.
Yes, sir.
We went with the baseball theme here. We were calling it the rant of the week before, but it just didn't vibe. So now it's the walk-off rant, and you know what? I got this one.
Good. I really do. Let me back out. There you go. You already
there we go. Now, baseball, you're killing me.
Killing us.
I love you. I really do. You're not going to lose me. I've said this over and over again.
I want to be the choir in the background for you.
I'm not. All right. I love that. You're not going to lose me. You're not going to lose Michael. You're not going to lose
No,
probably the people in our baseball chat.
no,
But
sir.
the fact that you just refuse, and I mean refuse, to ever change
Refuse.
anything is just it boggles my mind. So the players and the MLB try to come together. The players basically said, "Listen, if we're doing expanded playoffs, we want a universal DH." And then the player, no, that's what the MLB said. The Players Association, listen, it doesn't really matter which way it went. All I know is they denied expanded playoffs and the universal DH. Now, expanded playoffs, I guess I can deal with that. Although, listen, you put more baseball in, I would watch it just like with the NFL when they put more wild card games in. I'm gonna watch it because I enjoy sports a lot more than normal people probably should. But where you
We
lost
are the
me,
normal.
where you lost me now is the universal DH. I can't do it anymore. I cannot sit here and watch a pitcher attempt to hit because that's what it is. It's an
Come on.
attempt. There is no such thing as a good hitting pitcher. A good hitting pitcher, that's like 100. Nobody
Mhm.
cares about the occasional home run. Yeah, has it created great moments like when Bartolo Colon hit a home run and watched his fat little self jog around the bases? Absolutely. It was a moment for the ages. Could I have
Yeah.
lived without it? Probably. Because guess
No.
what? Oh, I could have lived without it, Michael, trust me. Because if in the NL, see, here's my thing too. Why wouldn't the players want it? It's creating another job for you. All you people out there that can't field and are absolute garbage can out in the field, guess what? You say, listen, yeah, by the way, I'm not a fielder. Sorry, I'm a DH. Do what the Yankees do with Stanton. Have him only DH, and if God strikes down a left fielder or an outfielder, have him run out there and play. But I mean, bro, you're killing the fan base. Like I said, you're not losing me, you're not losing everybody else, but I mean, the younger generation, people coming up, the borderline fans, when you're like, oh, you gotta watch this baseball game, it's gonna be great, and then maybe they turn that game on in the third inning when the pitcher's batting, and you see somebody up there who looks uncoordinated and doesn't look like he's ever tried to hit a baseball in his life. That's what you're selling to the fans, really? That's what we want to go with? Yeah. Sorry, I'll stick to the AL and the Yankees and watch, Giancarlo Stanton be my DH who can blast 50 home runs a year. Sorry, he might strike out more, but guess what? I guarantee he's not going to. If you took all DHs, I guarantee they don't strike out more than all pitchers. Guarantee you.
Hmm.
I'd probably put money on it, or
Hmm.
it would be close.
The only reason why I even raise an eyebrow on that is, I mean, in today's era, there's a lot of strikeouts on our hitters and pitchers mostly bunt, like to move runners.
You're right about that as well. Let's
I,
go.
I'm,
Let's go in non-bunting situations then. Take away the bunts because DHs don't bunt. You're right.
I mean, in swinging opportunities, if that's a thing. Let's say this: I bet you their whiff would be horrible for the batter or
Oh,
for the pitching battery. Here's my thing, and I'm just going to kind of piggyback with you here. I know your rant's over, but we're going to continue talking about it. One, you said, and I love the point that it opens up another job opportunity, basically, but it also extends people's careers.
absolutely.
Like when you're starting to be a has been, you can be just a batter and still be an eye for us. Like, you know, we love the teams that have, I think of Tim Duncan, who was a phenomenal player, but as he got young or older, he still had the other guys who could carry him. Granted, he was still perfect, but we still seen his face.
Automatically.
Dirk, I love basketball probably more than I should. And I just think of those players. Well, let's just be honest. Baseball, you can't recognize anyone. Dirk played for so many years. We got to experience him more because he was able to extend his career by because of the way it evolved. More jump shots. Big man like Shaquille O'Neal couldn't play in today's. Well, I'm gonna stop that way.
Yeah,
His
Shaq couldn't go
style,
after you.
yeah, his style of play can't really be a dominant now because it's all about the jump shot. So there's not the bang and down low and everything banged up. So these people are going to be lasting longer. I feel. Move that to a baseball, you're not having to learn how to field and bat, so you're able to take care of your body more because you're not really having to do so much. I mean, let's be honest. You got to be able to run 90 feet pretty fast, and then after that, you can take a break for a second. If you feeling adventurous, you can run 180 feet. If you don't want to run much, just knock it out of the park and jog it.
Even I
So,
can do that.
yeah,
Not
for
hit the
real.
ball out part. I can jog.
Now, here's my thing on the baseball part. we've said this numerous of times. Pitchers don't bat all through college.
Or
So
the
you're
minors.
going, or the minors. So you're going 3, 4, 5, 6 years where some of these pitchers haven't even touched a bat unless they're a rookie on a minor league team and they carry the ball bag or the
What do
bat
you mean, Michael?
bag.
They get batting practice before the games.
Do you really? Okay, if you're an ace, are
Now,
you
let me
really
tell
going
you something. If you can't see the sarcasm in me, not
to?
you,
Okay,
Michael. I'm sorry for the people who are going to listen to the podcast and can't tell us being sarcastic. I've never been
so
that sarcastic in my life.
that's just my thing on it. It's taken an aspect of the game, which is a strategic, which I love strategic plan in baseball. But at this point in our life with baseball, it needs to be entertaining. It needs to be fun. We've got to figure out how we get these fans to enjoy it more and it be exciting to compete with the NFL and the NBA. Having a pitcher go up and look like he's playing golf with a ball or two, it looks ridiculous, just to be honest. Like it almost, you say the Colin home run. I mean, it was great to see, but are these fans looking at that and thinking, "Wow, if he could hit a home run, maybe anybody could"? And his pitching is not that great. So, I mean, could it be doing some damage, even having our pitchers even try to hit? And if they do good, like, how does this happening?
See, I don't think I take it that far, only because when you do see a player get it, like a pitcher get a hit like that or something like that, everybody's always shocked.
Oh yeah,
So they're
oh
so
yeah.
they're always like, "Oh my god, that really happened." It's not like, "Oh look, that pitcher's terrible." It's more like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that you can get that lucky."
I agree. I agree. That's how I take it. But there's going to be a couple fans out there be like, "Wow, the pitcher hit it. Like he's 40 years old, 300 pounds, and he just hit a home run." Baseball maybe not be that tough of a sport. Obviously, I don't look at it that way, but there's going to be some fans out there. And we need 9 people in a lineup that are dangerous. Like, I honestly think I'm a big NL guy because I love the Reds. But I think there's probably more fans in the AL than they are in the NL.
Well,
I
because
have
we
no
have the
stat on
greatest
that.
hitter of all time.
Well, because it's more entertaining. You have everyone that can hit. You don't have those 8, 9 batters that aren't really there to hit the ball. Now, I say 8 because catchers are now becoming more of a offensive threat, and I love that. But what I'd almost like to see, and I don't know if it would ever happen or if it would even work, in this day age time, there's so many more rebellion things going on. Like if you don't like it, you take a stand, you have a voice now. What if these pitchers just all got up there and said, "I'm never swinging because I'm not a batter," and every team
Listen,
on the NL,
all for I'm all for it. I hope they
like
do.
you would have to change it, right? Like I know it'd be crazy for a sport of baseball because there's nothing ever like that. Like people went crazy when, well, I don't want to get into that part of politics on it. I just think that would be pretty cool if every pitcher, every inning, even if it was like, what if they committed to this and it's the ninth inning, 2 outs, tie ball game, and the pitcher's up the bat? Of course, they're probably going to pull a pinch hitter, but let's just theoretically got up here and said, I'm just not swinging. That's what we said we do. 3 straight pitches out next inning. Like that would be kind of interesting. Could they stick to that,
I would
or am
go
I
with
reaching?
no.
Do you think that could even be a thing?
No. That
Trevor
would almost
Bauer.
be listen, it would almost be like in the NFL if teams were sick and tired of pass interference calls and they were like, "Yeah, you know what? We're just going to decline every penalty until you change the rule." Like it just wouldn't happen. Because now, like you said, they jump off sides 5 seconds left in the Super Bowl to win the game. They're gonna be like, sorry, I might take it.
I'm gonna take that one. Sorry. So yeah,
But
I don't know. It's
well,
the dumbest thing.
Michael, I
I don't
think
know why
I
we did
think
it.
by I think in the next few years we'll have a universal DH. I truly believe it.
If I'm sorry, I didn't see this pop up. If he wants to actually do anything to Manfred, I'm thinking to actually have baseball being relevant in today's time, he's got to listen to the fans. Ask the fans. That's why we love Cohen up at
Cohen,
Mets right now. He's involving the fans, but man,
although this man's getting dragged on Twitter right now by Barstool.
oh well, we want him to touch Barstool right now. What's
Well,
going
listen,
on
it's
there?
only because of all the stock stuff going on,
Mhm.
and apparently he doesn't even know why he's being dragged. So whatever. I still vote Cohen for Hall of Fame manager, Hall of Fame owner already. Man's a
Definitely.
legend. Man's
Uh,
interacting on Twitter and wants to bring back the black uniforms.
Dalton's already MVP for me. Like, he's in the Hall of
Once I
Fame.
get my shirt, listen. I'm a little concerned though, Michael. Did he ask you your size?
Why?
Because he didn't ask me.
Ooh.
So
Well, I'm a big boy,
that's what
and you
I'm
notice
saying.
it
So I
fits.
kind of am as well. So I'm scared he's gonna, all of a sudden I'm gonna be walking around in a little medium.
Well, I'm thinking about actually putting mine in a plaque, putting it up on the wall here,
Oh,
just to
maybe,
represent a little bit.
Michael, if we were really smart, you would have the shirt and have Dalton sign it.
It is son.
No. I mean, like a. You're killing me here, Michael.
Well, I'm not going to go into more details because he did tell me something else, but I haven't seen it. So, Dalton, if you're still watching, I'm missing something that you promised.
Oh,
So, throwing
okay.
that out there, a little gunshot at him. Sorry, I shouldn't
If
say
he
gunshot. A little
listen, if
shot
Michael
thrown.
gets something extra, I want it too.
That
No
might be
favors.
why. That might be the problem. He's like, I can't give that to Michael because now I've asked Connie for his address.
Well, you know what?
We need to
Okay.
ask him for his and send him a shirt.
Let's just look at the return address and make it a surprise.
Ooh, good call. Good call. Kudos to you.
Michael? I'm brilliant.
Mm,
I'm literally the smartest person I know.
listen, I have three things that you have said that I have taken note of that can rebuttal that argument. One, we'll just say Carson Wentz MVP.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Two, Aaron Judge
Which
top
is
five.
true. Continue.
And three, our argument that we've had on our chat about the Cy Young winners. And I'm done.
And that one is also true.
Absolutely.
Listen, all because you're the Cy Young doesn't mean you're the best pitcher in baseball. It means you have the best season.
If you had the best season,
all right, I got a question for you.
you're the best pitcher.
No, I got a question.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson won MVP last year. Would you have taken him over Patrick Mahomes?
Was he the best player last year?
He won the MVP, so in your eyes, yes.
So
would you have taken him over Mahomes?
Was he the best player?
Just answer the question.
Was he the best player?
Would you take Lamar over Mahomes last season?
Well, I take
because he won
Lamar.
the MVP. So in your logic, that means yes.
I would say this.
I would say that you're wrong.
Okay.
It's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Hannah Montana said it the best.
I would not have taken him number one. I would have taken Mahomes. Now I say this because
hold
Mahomes.
on, let me get my mic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Simple mic drop.
Mahomes' ceiling is so much bigger. Still. But last year, Lamar was the better player, right?
So last year you would have taken Lamar over Patrick Mahomes.
That's why he got the votes and not Mahomes, right?
So so yes or no?
Yes, he was a better player last year.
Okay. You have fun with that.
I mean, do you not think so?
I would have taken. Listen, this is my whole argument. All because you win an award does not mean you're the best player at that, like in the league. No. We'll go with this one too. Has LeBron won MVP every single season?
I don't think LeBron's the best player
in the league.
I don't.
Who is?
I would take Kevin Durant hands down any
day. All
right,
well, see, I can agree with you on that because I love me some Kevin Durant.
I mean, when you got a 7 foot,
we'll go back. All right, we'll make it easier for you.
But I understand what you're saying.
Win the MVP every year?
I think so.
No, he did not.
When did he not win it?
I don't know. Who won it? He didn't win it every year because then he would have about 15. And he has like 5.
I think he's got like 6, right?
Well, I know he has 6 finals MVPs.
I mean, he wasn't the best player when he was a rookie. Let's be honest. That's why he didn't win it.
Did Mike Trout win MVP last year?
Was he the best player?
He's the best player in baseball.
Was he the best player in baseball last year?
Listen, we're going to save this argument for another
Answer
day.
that one. Yes or no? Was Mike Trout the best player in baseball last year?
I'm telling you right now. If I had to do a draft, I would have taken him first. So, yes.
You wouldn't take Betts. I would take Betts. I would take
over
Betts.
Trout.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know what you guys do in Kentucky, but I need some of it, okay?
Yeah,
Make sure you send some of it over. I don't know if it's that.
Listen, I think Trout is the best player, but I think Betts right now is stat-wise, play-wise, everything will be a better season than Trout. Mark it down. Put it in
You
that
know what?
Rolodex.
Listen, all I got to say is I got to pay the bills after that one because I'm distraught right now. I really am.
Now,
So,
and I've told you numerous times, Mike Trout is the best player in baseball.
so you're
If I
contradicting yourself is what I'm
no,
hearing.
if I
Order in the
okay,
court.
wait. Lamar Jackson was the best player last year, but I would have taken Mahomes. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball, but I would have taken Betts.
Well, and I would have taken you're dumb for 600. Um, let's go over paying the bills. So, if you're like Michael, and I guess you want to place a MVP, futures bet, put it on Mookie Betts and make sure you use code USA100 to double your first deposit to do so. So, go over to mybookie.ag, put $100 in, and then you get $200. Then go place a futures bet on Mookie Betts for MVP because apparently he's better than Michael Trout. But, that's a different problem for a different day. And then with your winnings, well, actually, you're not going to win on that bet, so
Mm-hmm.
But with your winnings on something else, maybe, go over to RX10 and use code RX10-USN and save you 10% on your entire order. And finally, and last, but certainly not least, as I hold this up, because actually what is in here is a nice unwrapped poster that I just haven't had a place to put yet. So listen, there's our temp right there. We got pain, discomfort, muscle springs, post-workout, muscle cramps, fibromyalgia, headaches, joint pain, arthritis, soreness. I mean, listen, they got you covered, baby. So make sure you go over to RxHemp, RxHemp-USN. And then finally, make sure that you go over to Teespring/stores/unwrapped. And you can go check out the entire store, not only for some beautiful unwrapped gear like Michael has been sipping out of that unwrapped mug all day. I got the nice unwrapped poster right here. I got a sweatshirt hanging on my closet door. I have a sticker next to my bed.
Nice.
But also,
are we going to see that poster?
I've taken it out like once and I got a fingerprint on it because I'm fat and
Uh-oh.
had greasy hands. Listen, I got so much. Listen, if I could give you I got a Derek Jeter fat head here. I got a
Boo.
plaque here, another Derek Jeter newspaper clipping. I got this stuff behind me. Then on this wall, I have a Yankee poster. Then on that one, I got Tom Brady. And the other one, I got more Patriot stuff. So I don't got much room. I don't got much real estate.
Wow. So you're saying that you don't have much room for Unwrapped Sports Network?
I'm saying that I don't have much room available. But I am hopefully repainting my room and redoing things. So maybe I'll find some room for this bad boy, or I'll put it somewhere. I'll find a place. Don't you worry, Unwrapped.
So basically, what you're telling our fans is that you have a cardboard box, whatever you want to call that, that may or may not have something in it.
Listen, I can show you what's in here. If I could.
Oh man, look at that!
Noise.
You might need some RX hemp after that for those muscle pains.
Oh god, it's stuck in here.
Yeah, it's not in there. That's a piece of paper.
No, listen, here you go. I don't want to rip it though. I can't believe I packed it into this because, like I said, I took it out and I was gonna put it up and then I put it back in here. I must have really packed it in here because now I can't get it out. So this is fun.
That's a problem.
It is. You always got to take things out. But make sure you check out everything. You go find some unwrapped gear, and then of course you scroll on down because we got Backstop Banter merch. Code Backstop, 10% off your order. Make sure, and then code 2-year on your order as well to save 20% on everything else in the store.
Is it year 2 or 2 year?
I think it's 2-year.
Okay.
Listen, it's either 2-year or year 2. Either one. Listen, you guys got plenty of time. Make sure you go figure it out. But we got Backstop Banter gear. I'm going to plug myself again. I got Generational Sports Gear, my boy Josh. We got Ladies First with Amber. Wonderful show before us. We have Aaron Washington has a show. I can't remember the name of it right now because I'm a terrible person.
Business Casual Basketball.
Yeah, Business Casual Basketball. Great. Listen, Aaron's one of probably our best people here. That kid is smart as hell.
I love his voice, and I know that's weird to say out loud.
We got the People's XFL show. They got some merch up there. The Hard Count, but which I have a hard time promoting because I hate Alex, but I love Christian. So I'll give him some time on air. Now I'm kidding. Alex is the guy. But
yeah,
listen,
you're begging for money. We know you love him.
Well, when he keeps dissing our show and not coming on, I can
Oh,
take
that's
over
true.
work. Take a break,
People
okay?
on my work got COVID.
Yeah,
Oh man.
okay. Sure they did, Alex. I know that you're just probably down there in Vegas somewhere partying,
Hmm.
spending your millions of dollars you have. Anyway, Michael, a wonderful show, if I say so myself. Covered the Hall of Fame, went over two more teams. We will see what next week has in store for us. So, what do you have for the
Yes.
people before we head on out
Just
of here?
tune in, check out our podcast. Please go like it, subscribe, give us the rankings or ratings, not rankings.
Rakings, interesting.
Ranking.
Could you recommend a rake? I know you work at Tractor Supply. Do they have different types?
We do. We have some that leaves no leaf behind. That's actually what it says on it. It has a small one and a bigger one, so it grabs it all. And then we
Mm-hmm.
also have the Fiskar rake, I think it is. So yeah, we've got a couple different brands. You thought she's gonna stump me on that? I know my
No, I
tractor
knew I
supply.
wasn't. I know you're
Yes,
professional.
sir. Yes, sir. But check us out, like I said, on podcast. Go follow that. Follow our Twitter. We've got our baseball unwrapped. Also ourselves. We've got our names here. MD Lawson 00. His over there. The Gen Z Sports Z. Get on Sportscaster. We're thankful so much for our partnership that we do with Sportscaster. Just the way they retweet us quite a bit and throw out our own little videos as well. Get on Twitch if you are a gamer of any sort or just like to watch gamers. Get on our Twitch. It's Unwrapped Sports Network as well. And then we also have the USN Gamers. Is that it, or is it
No,
Gaming?
we don't have a Twitch for it yet.
What?
We will, Michael. We are doing big things. Don't you worry, my
Okay,
friend.
okay. And then also, we try to stream on Twitter quite a bit, but we don't know what all's going on there, what all that holds. So we have a YouTube channel, Unwrapped Sports Network. Go follow the YouTube because every video that our guys and gals do is funneled through there. If you miss something, because Twitter, once we're live and we're off, you can't see it again. So if you only caught half of this and was like, my goodness, these guys are great, go over to YouTube, check it out, watch the whole thing, and like and subscribe to that. Also, get on our Facebook, Unwrapped Sports Network, on Facebook as well. That's where a lot of our main social media will be probably posted quite a bit as far as updates here in the near future as well, I think. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
next week we may have a special guest is what we're hoping for. About lost my earbud there. So fingers crossed and it will be nice. I'm gonna like it. No hints, but hopefully this guy might be back on with a friend. We'll say that.
Yes, sir. As for me, obviously we do this Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in. Always a great time with my country friend over here, Mike. So
Country
make
Mike.
sure, yes, sir. And make sure you check us out. Like you said, check out the podcast. We finally got that up and running. Also,
Backstop Banter,
Monday.
right? That's the name of it.
What?
Backstop Banter.
Yes, sir. Backstop
Okay.
Banter always available on the Baseball USN Twitter account. So make sure you go check that out. Um, and then Monday, 7 Eastern, I do Generational Sports with Josh Linares. Always a good time as well. We talk about everything. Big Super Bowl talk, throwing a little basketball there. Baseball, if you ever ask me. But I usually like to save my baseball takes for this show anyway.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, make sure you also check me out on Twitch, Anthony_Conover. Just got affiliated recently. So if you listen, all I'm saying is you got $5 a month, or
What?
if you got Amazon Prime and you want to link your Twitch to it, you get a free subscription, but it still helps your boy out. So make sure you go check me out over there. But that's about all I got. So it was a pleasure as always, Michael. We will see you guys next week.